Hello and welcome back, or if you're new, just welcome in general. So the conversation of this came up probably not even a week ago where some of my employees, don't tell them I said that, some of my coworkers, they were asking, like, what are you? What are you? I'm French and Scottish, and then the other one's like, I'm German. They're like, what are you? And I'm like, oh, I guess like Irish and some other shit. I have no idea. I only know some of what I am. I mean, I've heard some things being said on one side of the family, which would be my dad's side, as well as like my dad's mom's side. So basically my dad's side is somewhat known. We know, who they are, what they are or were. But my mom's side is completely unknown. We know absolutely nothing. And I've always wanted to do this, but this whole 23andMe shit was really expensive, especially when it first came out. And at that time, I didn't have that much money, like disposable income. But now I have a little bit of money that I can spend here and there on things. So I went ahead and I got one. So I'm mainly excited just to finally figure out what I really am, Because, I mean, I know I'm white, but I want to know how white I am and what white I am. And it's a little bit of it's a little mystery. It's a little surprise because, on my mom's side, her mother was, I don't know how to say this, without... she was having a little bit too much fun with multiple men at the same time. So we don't know who the daddy is. Basically, I don't know who my grandpa is on my mom's side. And I don't know who she is either. I don't know my grandma or my grandpa on that side of the family. And I mean, she doesn't know either, and it's not like I can ask her because never mind. I'm not even going to get into that. Also, I wanted to do it's like they tell you the genetic health as well. So they tell you if there's any diseases within the family. And I thought about that one, but then I, came to the conclusion, I want it to be a surprise, I want it to be where, like, when I'm finally at peace with everything in life and I'm happy, life just comes up to me and it's just like, guess what? You have cancer. But yeah, I just really am curious to know because I'm sick and tired of people being like, what are you? What are you? And I try to tell them and they're like, oh, you're that one bitch that's like, I'm 0.01% this. And it's like, so I'm just here to figure it out. So I'm gonna spit in this tube or whatever. And I'm not gonna show you that unless you want to pay me, then maybe. But yeah. So I guess I'm gonna do whatever it tells me to do, send it, and I will see you guys back here when I get my results. So
3 weeks later.
I'm back. You guys, I shit you not, when I took that test, after I spit into that tube, I got a URI. And I'm still recovering. So from the moment I filmed that video and I spit into that tube, I have been sick. But that's not what's important. What's important is figuring out what type of white I am today. So I have it pulled up with me right here on my iPad, and I'm going to figure this out once and for all. So we know what my dad is, what my mom is, because no one knows what she is. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start with my ancestry, my book, The Story of My DNA. I don't care. Damn, that's a lot of blue. Let's view ancestry composition. Oh yeah, that's a lot of white. Holy shit. So I am 99.4% European. So 99.4% Northwestern European. So it's 91.2% British and Irish, which that's my dad's side of the family. So my grandpa on his side, so his dad is British, and then his mom is Irish and Native American. 7.9% French and German. I don't know where that comes from. So I'm guessing it's my mom. I want to break this down more. How do I see this? Northwestern Europeans are represented by people from as far west as Ireland, far north is Norway. So that's literally like all like this whole area. Whoa, hey, whoa. Scottish lowlands and southern uplands, northern Munster. Wow. But highly likely is United Kingdom. I mean, I know that because my great, however many greats grandfather was a knight for Queen Elizabeth I. I'm connected through ancestors to people from the lowlands and uplands of Scotland. And then I'm connected through ancestors to people from Clare, Limerick, Waterford. Wow, I have no idea what this means. Brian Boru, the 11th century High King of Ireland, lived by the River Shannon. Some of your ancestors may have lived in this area. Wow. I don't know what that means, but it seems cool. Republic of Ireland. Oh, I know that. The only reason I know that I would be from Ireland is because, like I said, my grandma, so my dad's mom, is half Native American, half Irish. So we had an Irishman come from Ireland as an indentured servant, and then once his servitude was up, he had nowhere to go, so he ended up living with a Native American tribe, and then they had a baby, and the rest is history. What else? French and German. So Germany and Switzerland. You share DNA with participants who most frequently report their ancestors from these 3 regions. Who? And then there's broadly 0.3% broadly Northwestern European, which means the DNA matches several specific populations and cannot be assigned to just one. They share heritage as a result of extensive migration, maybe in the Germanic invasions of the early Middle Ages. Oh, wow. What does that mean? I wish there was like more to learn about this and not just, you may be from here. What does it mean? I don't know. So I got 0.4% trace ancestry. Angolan, Congolese, Sub-Saharan African, North African. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming that just goes back to when like we all came from a certain area and then broke off and went separate ways. That's how I take that. And then there's unassigned. I'm 0.2% unassigned. It's unable to match a region of my DNA to a specific population with confidence. Well, try harder. Come from multiple continents and who mixed many generations ago. Way to go, ancestors. This is ancestry and traits, all ancestry reports, composition, DNA relatives. I'd rather not know. Please don't tell me I'm Neanderthal. That would be actually hilarious. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. My brother, you know. What? You have more Neanderthal DNA than 26% of other customers. What? Neanderthals were prehistoric humans who interbred with modern humans before disappearing around 40,000 years ago. You inherited a small amount of DNA from your Neanderthal ancestors. Wow, great. Out of the 7,462 variants we tested, we found 224 variants in your DNA that trace back to Neanderthals. Great. Altogether, your Neanderthal ancestry accounts for less than 2% of your DNA. Is that the unknown, unassigned DNA? You have Neanderthal DNA that may influence your traits. You have one variant associated with having a worse sense of direction. I have a wonderful sense of direction, okay? You have one variant associated with being more likely to have an apple body shape than a pear body shape, which isn't true because I have a pear body shape. You have one variant associated with having a worse ability to smell, which isn't true because I could literally smell someone from across a room. You have 2 variants associated with being a better sprinter than distance runner. I could probably see that. I want to see all my traits. Wait. You have one variant associated with being less likely to prefer salty foods over sweet. I don't know who this Neanderthal was, but this is not me because I hate sweet food. You have one variant associated with being less likely to have stretch marks. That ain't the truth. You have one variant associated with eating leafy greens less frequently. That's just the personal issue. So my Rode lapel mic kind of like died on me and I had no idea because it didn't say it on the it doesn't matter. What matters is that it died. So there's literally no fucking audio for the rest of this entire, like, who knows how long. So, to sum it up, basically, I'm white, and there was just a bunch of traits that I saw. Oh, you're most likely to have, freckles. Oh, you're most likely to have this percent of, whatever, cheek dimples, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. I'm prone to being able to smell asparagus odor and urine. So that's great. It's just a bunch of stuff. Doesn't even matter. So yeah, see y'all in the next one.